Good morning. My name is Mauricio Ramirez, and today I'm talking with Sebastián Hernández. He studied sport science and physical activity, and now he works as a strength and conditioning coach at a sports performance center called CPA. So, Sebastián, can you briefly tell us what you do in your job?
Good morning to the Mauricio and classmate. I work as a strength and conditional coach. My job is to design and supervise training programs for athletes. I focus on improving their physical performance, but also on preventing injuries and helping the recovery properly when they are coming back from one.
Oh, nice, nice. My next question is, who do you usually work with?
Hmm. I mainly work with young athletes, especially for sport like football and athlete, basket, and also sports. I also work with some general fitness clients uh, who just want to improve their health, strength, and over psychical conditional. So it's quite a mixed group.
And according to that, how different is working compared to studying at university?
Honestly, it's quite different. At university, most of we do is the theoric, and everything is quite to the structure and predictable. But in real work, you deal with the real people, and every artist is different. You also have to
Yes.
deal with the journeys, emotional expectation, and other factors with the tactical technique specific of each sport. So it's become much more practical and sometimes unpredictable.
Yeah, I guess at university everything is more controlled, but in real life there are a lot more variables.
Hmm.
My next question is, what things from university are actually useful in your job, Sebastian?
Mm. Well, a lot of the basic one is still very useful, especially subjects like anatomy, psychology, training the principle specific, biochemic, etc. Uh, Even though you don't always think about them directly during a session, they help do you understand what is the happening in the athlete's body and how to design better training program for each athlete.
So the foundation is still really important, even if the application changed. And
Hmm.
according to that, what skills did you have to develop after graduating?
After graduating and releasing the knowing and theory was enough, I had to develop a lot of skills like communication because you need to explain the clearing to athletes, and I'll also improve my time management and learning how to adapt quickly when something doesn't go to as a plan.
That makes sense because dealing with people is very different from just studying theory.
Hmm.
And how would you describe a typical workday?
My day is quite structured, but also busy. I usually have a different training session and schedule while the athletes through the day. Between the sessions, I spend time planning workouts, review progress, and sometimes do the psychical assessment. So it's not just coaching. There is a lot of preparation behind it.
And which is harder, managing time at university or at work?
Definitive work. At the university, you have a more freedom to organize your time, even if you have a deadline. But at work, every should grow client or athletes, so you have to very punctual and disciplining for each day.
Nice, right. And do you work alone or with other professionals?
I definitively work as a especially team. I'm constantly in communication with the physiotherapists, nutrients, and something even sports psychical. Every contribution and contributes from their out for the area and to help the athletes to improve a complete way.
And how important is teamwork in your job?
Is very crucial. If we don't coordinate them properly, the athletes might receive a mixed message on our unbalanced program. We every works together. The results are much better and the athlete's progress is more constant.
And my next question
Mhm.
is what was the biggest shock when you start working?
The biggest shock was the level of responsibility. At university, if you make a mistake, it's an only atlas you're great, but in real world, your decision affect something's health, performance, body, and competition, and something's there the career for each athlete. Everything feel much more serious.
Okay, nice, Sebastian. I agree with you. And my next question is, do you feel more pressure at work than at university?
Yes, definitely. At university, you have an exam and deadline, but at work, they at a real expectation for clients, athletes. They expect results quickly, improving and constantly. This so to the pursuit is more constant.
And do you apply theory directly or do you adapt it?
I is rarely apply the theory exactly as it is. Instead, I use it as a base, and they adapt independent of the athlete's condition. Their goals and journeys, stay of the life. The real life is much more flexible than the textbooks.
And according to that, what is the biggest difference between learning and working overall?
The biggest difference, in my opinion, is that the learning is the structure and controlled. While I'm working is much more dynamic. In real life, you have to make a quick decision, deal with an expended situation, and adjust constantly.
And do you still continue learning now that you are working?
Yes, absolutely. In this field, you never stop learning. I take a course, attend a workshop, and also read scientific research because training methods are always developing and improving.
And what are the main challenges in your job, Sebastian?
Hmm. Almost the biggest challenge is managing different type of athletes with different needs. Also, dealing with the engineers is difficult because you need to be very careful with the progression. And sometimes it's also challenging because you want to give the best attention to everyone.
And according to that, how do you handle difficult athletes or clients?
Hmm. I try to stay the calm and the professionality. I always explain the things clearly so they the clients understand the purpose of training. And if something is not working, I adapt the plan instead to the forcing sometime that doesn't.
Was this job what you expect when you were studying?
Not exactly. I knew I would do involve coaching, but I didn't expect it to be so dynamic and demanding. Every day is different, and you really have to think, do you feel all time?
And what advice would you give to students?
I will say to try to the practical experiencing as early as possible. Don't just focus on the theory. They are more time to you spend in the real training environments. The better preparing you will be when to starting the you start the working.
And what do you enjoy the most about your job?
The more rewarding part is see an athlete improve over time. When you see that your work is actually helping to some the perform better and recover from an injury, I feel very satisfying.
And my final question, Sebastian, if you could go back, what would you change?
If I could back, I will definitely do more internships and spend more time in the real sport environment during the university. The practical experience make a half a difference is a later on.
Well, thank you very much, Sebastian, for sharing your experience and your time with us. It was really interesting talking to you, my friend.
And I thank you.
Thank you.